What's up, guys? Welcome back to Become Calisthenics. Today I'm going to be showing you some of my stretches that I be doing to increase my flexibility, mobility, some exercise to help strengthen my wrist, because all these are important in calisthenics because you need them in order to so you prevent injury as well as to improve in some of your calisthenic skills. So like if you want to do a press handstand, you need a good amount of wrist strength, as well as you need to open the hips, which is very important. So I'm going to be showing you some exercises and tips to increase the wrist flexibility, hip mobility, flexibility, all that. So if you're ready to enjoy this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more content like these. All right, let's get into it. So the first thing I like to do is at the very beginning is to stretch my wrist. So I'm going to be showing you some wrist stretches, because like I said, they're important in calisthenics, so it helps prevent injury as well as to strengthen the wrist. So the first thing I like to do is just do wrist circles. So you just go do circles around the wrist. I usually like to do them about like 20 seconds. And then you would just do the same counterclockwise for about 20 seconds as well. So next I call this one the prayer, because you're just basically bringing your hands together in like a prayer position and just basically push them against each other. And then I do the opposite, so like this. So next, like I said, you want to do this about maybe 10 to 20 seconds on each of them, just about one set. So next you would go on the ground and do the same thing. So I like to do these right here and just go from side to side, hands basically facing the ground. I like to do about 10 on each arm, and then I would go on and do the back palm or the other side. And I would like to do, and I usually go these 10 on each arm as well. I usually like to, each time I do them, I like to go for like 1 to 2 seconds each. But you don't want to go for too long, because then it'll start to hurt, and it'll most likely lead to more injury. So next I'll do the other way with this fingers facing me. And like I said, I usually like to do them go for 10 to 20 seconds, 1 to 2 resting pause. And then I would do this right here. And then this is the most common one, because mainly a lot of people, this is like the position a lot of people do when they're doing handstands or planches or anything like that requires you to be on your hands. It's basically just fingers facing forward and just move them forward, move your body forward. Like I said, pause for like 1 to 2 seconds and do them for about 10 to 20 seconds. I also occasionally do bring my hands together and do circles as well. Same thing, I'll go one way and then I'll go the other way. So those are some of the wrist stretches I like to do to help improve my my wrist stretches. So the next thing I'm going to be showing you is some mobility and some flexibility stuff I like to do. So the first thing I like to do is basically just touch my hands to my feet. Like I said, when you're starting out, you probably won't be able to touch your hands to your feet, which is okay. But with time, you'll improve and be able to touch them. So I used to be able to start right here. Now I've improved a little bit to where I can go above and beyond. And when like I said, when you're doing these mobility and flexibility stretches, you basically want to hold them for like 10 to 20 seconds. You don't want to hold them for too long. Next thing I like to do is basically just go and bring my legs, spread them apart, and try to go into a pancake. Now, to me, this is one of the hardest flexibility, mobility stuff, is it really requires you to have a lot of hip flexors, which right now I don't have, but I'm improving on those. So I can't like touch my my whole chest to the ground, but like I said, with time I'll improve and you'll improve too. So I like to hold this one for about 10 to 15 seconds. I basically just try to reach as far as I can and go down. Ooh. See, like I like this one a lot because I really feel it in my hip flexors right here, as well as my hips, as well as my knees. And like I said, it's a really good stretch to increase your mobility because you're gonna need that for when you wanna learn like straddle planche or straddle press handstands, or even like front lever, straddle front lever. Because you're gonna need that, a lot of hip flexibility to keep the shoulder, to keep the body up, and to push the body up when you're doing a press handstand. So the next thing I like to do is like I like to grab a band, and basically I would just lay on the ground. I grab the band, wrap it around the feet, and then basically just pull. And lower down slowly while pulling the band to get that good stretch. I usually like to do this for about 20 seconds, like 10. I usually like to do them 10 on each leg to get that good flexibility in your hamstrings as well as your hips. You can also do this without the band, or if you want a more challenging, get a more lighter band, or even heavier band if you want to increase, if you want to give a more difficult movement. Like I said, you can also do this without the band. You just, lay down and just, you want to try to bring your leg as close and as straight as you can to your body. And then other leg. So, and then the next thing I like to do is kind of like a reverse pancake. Instead of me being on the ground, I'm more like standing up, straddle, and then I just like to try to bring my hands on the ground and place them, and then I would just like to bring them backwards and just feel that in the hamstring and the hips. I usually like to hold this for about 10 to 15 seconds as well. So that is some of the tips I like and stretches I like to do to increase my wrist flexibility and my strength, as well as increasing my hip flexibility, because right now they're the weakest, but I'm improving. So if you enjoyed some of these tips and tricks, please leave a like and subscribe for more content like these. Thank you.